Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Candid Journey podcast. I am your host, Candid. This is the second episode that I'm filming, and it is at least 4 to 5 months after my first recording. Hopefully, I can be more consistent, but I am consistently inconsistent with posting, and it's usually because life is lifing, and my cat is bumping into my leg because she just heard me start to talk, and I guess she figured that was her cue. My background looks a little bit different in case you are watching the video. My aunt helped me move some things around because I had my gallbladder removed, and she wanted to make sure that nothing obstructed my way. I hope you could hear what I said. I had to turn my head so that I could pet my cat. And that is not a euphemism, that is literal. Um, she is vying for my attention because she sees that I am busy. That's how cats are, aren't they? I feel like. Anyone else? Let me know. Does your cat often like to interrupt you, much like your child does when they see that you're busy? Sundance, you are so cute. But I am busy. I am trying to record an episode for this podcast. And I'm hoping to develop a famous podcast, okay? Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, she's so cute. Anyway, so we had our election on the 5th. Today is the 8th. Time really flies. For the past few days, I've had some doctor appointments. I had a follow-up appointment after I had my gallbladder removed. I had to have it removed because I had something called biliary dyskinesia. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Basically, my gallbladder was not functioning the way it was supposed to. And I've discovered when I went to my follow-up appointment that my gallbladder showed signs of chronic inflammation. So that would explain why I started to feel increasing discomfort in the months before I had my gallbladder removed. I had a scan done about 6 years ago, and I was told at that time that my gallbladder was functioning at like 28%, 29%. It was basically functioning below the level that it was supposed to. And I was informed that I should just try and manage my diet. I was told at the time that I didn't need to have it removed. But here we are 6 years later, and my gallbladder is now gone. Excuse me. Had to drink some water. Gotta stay hydrated, folks. Gotta stay hydrated. So, I can only do 15 minutes worth of podcasting time because YouTube will not let me upload a video that is longer than 15 minutes. And it is more than likely because I do not have enough followers. On my main channel, I only have about 30 or 40 subscribers, and I was allowed to post a video that I think was at least 20 minutes on my main channel. I do have vlogs. One of the more popular videos is the one of my spouse's journey after becoming paralyzed and trying to recover as much as humanly possible, considering the fact that he suffered severe injury to his spine. Our country is now in the hands of the orange with a bad toupee. Things are looking rough, but I'm trying to remain optimistic. I discovered today that one of my coworkers voted for him. Thankfully, we are not friends, and I only have to see him when I am at work. And the coworker, he's not really giving bigot energy, but he is giving, I'm incredibly ignorant because I'm in the more preferred category, not belonging to any marginalized groups. He is literally a cis-het white male who happens to also be Christian. So, and he is also one of those ones who thinks that if you don't talk about racism, that will be how we end it. Say it with me, kids. That's not how racism works. Racism is a system. It is a system of oppression. And that system of oppression looks different depending on the country that you're in. Take India, for example. Brown people oppress other brown people there because of the caste system. Here in America, because of the way our caste system works, and trust me, we are in a caste system, it is very hard to change your status. Look up caste systems if you do not know what I'm talking about. But the uh, Caucasian persuasion is a part of the ruling class in this country, thanks to colonialism. Woo! Boo. Alrighty. So I would like to also offer an update. Speaking of the coworker, I am not the biggest fan of my job right now. I am in retail again, and I told myself before I went back into the workforce that when I would return, I wanted to avoid going into retail, and unfortunately, I did not avoid going into retail. Working retail, getting a job within retail, it's usually a bit easier than trying to gain employment in other sectors, I guess you could say. But the issue with retail is that you do not get paid well. The only way you can get paid well, possibly, is if you manage to work your way up the ranks and become one of the higher ups. You would have to be a part of corporate or something of that nature, which is a whole lot of work, and I don't know that I want to commit to this particular field in that way. I discovered that the benefit structure for my job really sucks. I had my gallbladder removed, and 2 days later, I ended up going to work. I had my quarterly review not too long after returning. I had to type up my goals, essentially, that I want for this job. And I was thinking, I don't know that I have that much to contribute as far as my desires and my energy. The quarterly review is giving, hey, you're going to be here for a while. And I don't know that that's going to be the case, especially because of the fact that more than likely I'm going to be moving to Texas. I did not plan on going back to that state. Texas is hot. For those of you who don't know, it gets up into the 3 digits on a regular basis, especially during the summer. I don't know that it's quite as bad as Arizona, where you can literally fry an egg on the sidewalk. I believe Vegas is just as bad. However, not thrilled about the idea, but because I have left my husband, he needs to find someone to help be a caregiver for him. It's been difficult for us to find a consistent caregiver in this area, regardless of the amount of funds we have available to us to pay a person. People have been consistently inconsistent with helping. And he definitely needs the help. His siblings want him to move before the end of the year. Folks, it is the end of the year. It is November. This man is paralyzed, and he has at least a 2-bedroom apartment worth plus some extra junk that needs to be sorted through. Who is going to move all of that when it is the middle of November almost, and December is literally around the corner? Lofty, lofty goals, very ambitious, also very unlikely. And my husband was thinking he would like to bring our son to Texas with him, and I basically said, over my dead body. However, I did think about it after having that very visceral reaction. Our son is fairly attached to me. It's not as if he doesn't love his father, but if my son is away from me for too long, he starts to get concerned. But he also does get concerned about his father and wants to have him around. So the solution, much to my chagrin, will be to move to Texas. That is going to be a very interesting trip for all parties involved, especially my cat. And Brian has not made a long drive like this while paralyzed, so I don't know how that particular issue will be approached, but we will definitely need movers. The last time we moved was we had a big move, was from Texas to Ohio. We had his younger brother help us, but at that time, Brian was able-bodied. He did a lot of the moving. He had some assistance from me. This time, we're going to have to attempt to have movers. If you would like to contribute to a fund to help us, feel free. Also, I just wanted to shoehorn in here. When I last left off the previous episode, I think I was basically going into some detail about all of the infidelity that I experienced within our marriage. If there was ever any sliver of hope for Brian that I would come back to him, it was completely murked when I saw that he was texting one of his original affair partners. This affair partner, mind you, he started talking to her roughly 9 years ago. And I believe I caught him talking to her again the second time I caught him cheating on me. And here it is, 9 years later, and he still has her phone number. Which shows me, without a doubt, that that man did not ever change. The only thing that happened is that he became paralyzed, which makes it more inconvenient for him to cheat. Anyways, I think that was mostly all I wanted to talk about for now, especially since I only have 15 minutes that I can post on this platform. The next episode will probably be more focused on one particular topic. I definitely feel like I'm still recovering from the removal of my gallbladder, which is not surprising. I only had it removed on October 26th, I believe, or 25th. I think it was the 25th. It was the Friday. I had the day before and the day after my surgery, along with the day of my surgery. I had those days off. And then I was back on Sunday. There's a lot of abdominal soreness on the right bottom quadrant of my abdominal muscles, and it does make it kind of difficult to move. So keeping this episode short makes so much sense for me right now because I am still healing. And I also pulled a muscle yesterday, so that kind of made things a little bit worse. Getting in and out of bed is pretty painful. Anyway, folks, thank you for tuning in. Catch you next time. Peace.